Hey guys, welcome to another video of Always Something Garage. Today we're going to be working on the Dakota, and specifically we're going to be tearing apart the rocker panels and seeing the internal side, and then we're going to be replacing those inner rocker panels with the ones that we built with the brake. So we hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Hey there, we're back on the Dakota. As you can see, it looks a little different. Pulled the doors off so we can get to these rockers. It just worked better. I've seen guys do it with the doors on, but we're not driving the vehicle, so it was just easy. The doors come off, you know, these 4 bolts. It was pretty simple. So as you can see, we got our repair panel here. This is called a slip-on rocker panel. They do not make a full rocker panel, which kind of stinks for Dakota guys. But this is what they call a slip-on. That'll get the major rust spots. So what I've done, I've placed it on where it needs to be, and then I've marked with a Sharpie of where I'm going to cut. So you can see I'm going to have to cut that out with a cut wheel, and then we'll fit that rocker in. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you have all these factory spot welds. We're going to locate them, drill them out so that breaks that outer panel away from the inner. And then we'll end up cutting with a cut wheel and peel that rocker back and start fitting the new one on. So I'm going to use spot weld cutter. Actually, this is a Harbor Freight one. Used it a few times in the past. It works okay. It's probably not as sharp, so I may have to spin it around. I got a couple extra tips for it, but see how it goes. So I was having a little problem with the Harbor Freight spot weld cutter. So I took a 1/8 inch drill bit and made my pilot a little bigger. Instead of a center punch, I took an 1/8 inch so that I can keep this pilot of the hole saw or the spot weld cutter center. We got it back up on the lift. I'm just going to cut this off the bottom to get this rocker off. I'm going to leave the pinch weld right here with the inner rocker still attached so I can get some dimensions. Make sure when I do cut that out, I can get it back in the spot. But I'm going to go ahead and slice this whole outer rocker off. Now we just got to work on get the inner. Well, I got the inner rocker marked, the line to the right. The one to the left, that's where the body support runs across the cab. And that's where I was trying to explain it, but here you see it. So this piece is the inner rocker. As you can see, is all one piece. The piece right here is actually a part of the cab support that goes across and then goes back that way, which I'm not cutting. So I'm going to cut from here over, and I came 3/4 down. That's about good metal there. Keeps me away from the floor and any of that probably seam sealer that's up in there. But I got it marked all the way down, and I'll slice it off, and then we'll start building back that inner rocker. Cut out. As you can see, I'm going to start on this spot here and go the full length. This B pillar is solid, so that's nice. It didn't rust out, so I don't have to deal with that. Got all the spot welds all cleaned up. Underneath, I'm going to do this in phases. That down on the end there is where the cab mount is, and that actually transitions to a wider inner rocker. So I bent 2 inner rocker panels, one that runs the length of the truck, and then right at that cab corner is a different size, so I'll be able to use that second one that I bent up, but I'll do it in pieces. I'll get this one section in, tacked up, and then rip out the cab mount. Okay, we're going to try to test bend the rocker panel, the inner rocker panel, and got this plate marked out. Let's see what we can do. This, I got this bend in here with my brake. I can't put this in without this hitting. So came up with an idea to raise this up, the thickness of this, so I can bend. So let's see how that works. Okay, let's see if my idea works. I got took some 1x6 pine. I ripped it down, so I have 2 pieces of wood in here, about 3/4 inch high, which is just high enough for this. I can slide my piece in. Now I can slide it in without affecting the bent piece. Angle finder, same angle. A little bit, we'll pull it back, try to get a sharper bend on it. It is 18 gauge, so it does move around. The trick will be when I do something 64 inches wide. So there is the shape. Let's see how it matches the pattern. Well, there's my piece I bent. Matches the pattern pretty good. Definitely good enough for what we're doing. That's the inner rocker. Now let's see if we can bend a 64-inch wide piece. Piece bent. Here's the little test piece we did. That's the good one. Pretty darn good match. Oh yeah. We can make that work. I got the first part of the inner rocker tacked in. As you can see, looks pretty good. Have a little misalignment right there. When I made my pattern, didn't realize I made the pattern for up front, and that is a little better fit. That's a real good fit. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. So now I'm working up here. I saved this transition here. This is where the second inner rocker that I bent has a different profile. It actually steps out here. So this is, I'll be able to save this metal, so I was able to keep this bend, and now I'm going to fit this in. I need to started hacking in the cab mount. I'm going to take that out tonight, hopefully get that inner rocker fit back in there. See, that's a little bit of craziness going there. There's 3 layers of metal. Strip around the cross member. I'll be able to get that cross member tacked and welded, and we get it to fit back here. So all in all, I think the new rocker is gonna work. Cab mount is out. That's the old one. There's our hole in the floor. We'll cut that patch out. What you see marked there, we'll patch it in and be able to put the new cab mount underneath. Top view of the floor repair. Where it had that big rust hole. Got it tacked in there. It's got to fully weld it out. And we're ready to go. Put the cab mount on the bottom. Well, here's the bottom of the patch panel. So we got it in, but there's a this is a doubler. I guess they use this metal here. I guess it got rusted out. Goes all the way back to here. I'm going to have to make a patch to double up this floor. That's where the cab mount actually rests. You see the spot weld holes I drilled out for that mount. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make another doubler in here, get that welded in, and then we're ready to put that cab mount in. We got the floor reinforcing plate in. I think it looks pretty good, matches up pretty good. So that makes that floor where the cab mount goes, it's a double layer of sheet metal, so it's 2 layers. And of course, that second layer that you see right there on the bottom was rusted away with that hole in the floor. But so yeah, we're good to go. Got it tacked up. Gonna fully weld it out. Be ready to put that cab mount in. All right, guys. Well, here's the cab mounts I bought off of eBay. They look pretty neat. They even come with the backing nuts. Well, they don't fit. They're close, but obviously maybe fabrication's a little off, and definitely I had to replace some of the floor and the rocker panel. So I'm working on the passenger side. Now here's the passenger, a little modded up. Had to cut the flange off, extend it. Had to cut this end off. Had to cut this end off and make a tab in there. So I got a little bit more work to do to get this fully welded back, but definitely gave me a little headache. But I think we got it now. I get this thing welded up and ground smooth, and we'll get it back on there and show you what it looks like. putting some epoxy capsulator on there, some Eastwood, like Eastwood products, the rust encapsulator. Caleb's putting that in, making him work here, give him a dirty job. I'm just going to coat the inside of this, so let it dry here, and we'll get it welded in hopefully today. Yo, what are you doing?
Not a thing. Not a thing. I'm a bystander.
Look at this guy. Putting some encapsulator on underneath before we close it. Whoops.
So we have the internal rocker panels all in, and then we coated them with the encapsulator from Eastwood. So this is kind of just like the final step until we get into the outer rocker panels. So we have the inside cab corner, and then we also have the inner cab corner mount. That's not in there currently, but we do have it painted. So all we need to do is just go in there and weld it up and seal it with some sealer. Well guys, that'll be the end of this video. So we have the inner rocker panels all dried up and ready to rock and roll for the next step, which will be in the next video of doing the outer rocker panels and getting that sealed up and just getting all welded up and getting ready to go for the next step after that. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys down in the comments, and if you have any questions, just let us know. But make sure you guys like this video and make sure you guys subscribe. See ya.